Any injury status? Geddes or anybody?
No, Geddes worked a little bit on the side, with the training staff and looked pretty good actually. So, a little bit of encouragement there. Thomas Davis worked today again. We increased his workload and he's looking really good. John Beeson started to move a little bit more. He started doing some of the installation stuff, so that was a huge plus as well. So, pretty excited about that. Let's see. Jason Williams still down. Kenyon Tolu was still down, as was Oji Nwabu. Those guys didn't practice. Rolls still in the concussion protocol, a little concern there. And gosh, who's the other one? There's one more, guys. No, not Nevlet. It'll come to me as we're talking. Pull practice today.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
In terms of Thomas Davis, are you expecting him to help play this week?
Absolutely. If Thomas is feeling strong enough, and we feel he's made enough of recovery, then we'll most certainly play him. I mean, he looks good right now, moving around, and like I said, we increased his work. The nice thing is he'll have tomorrow off, obviously, per the league rules, and we'll see him back here on Wednesday, see how he is.
We're trying to get some linebackers healthy, and then get Luke up to speed. And then there's James. He's kind of a steady force there, I guess you would say.
Which is a huge plus. I mean, he was a huge plus for us last year, being a steady force. If there was one thing he did, he assumed so many roles and was very consistent and played very well. And he's doing it again right now.
Speaking of linebackers, and we know that you obviously like to bring in some old San Diego guys. Sean Merriman was recently waived by the Bills. Is there any sort of interest from the Panthers then on potentially bringing him on?
No, I don't think so. I think right now, with who we have and what we're doing, Sean's a 3-4 guy, and we're obviously a 4-3 defense, and so we probably there's nothing there right now.
Can you talk a little about the battle for that number 3 receiver spot? If you see anybody that kind of stood out more than the other on Friday night?
Well, it's interesting because Lewis Murphy did some really good things. Tutu did a couple good things, but then he had the drop. Kealoha really flashed, and as I said, I really think that that position is going to be basically based on packages. I just from what I've seen, each guy will come in and play a specific role for us, and we'll do different things with those guys. I think right now nobody's really necessarily taken the bull by the horns as much as I think each guy showed that they have certain skills and abilities that we can use.
May I ask you about Sean Merriman?
I was already asked, and like I said, right now because Sean's really a 3-4 linebacker, and we're predominantly a 4-3 defense, so I don't see anything there.
The punting competition, lots been said about the kicking competition, but there's certainly a battle for that punting position. What are you seeing out of those
I'll
guys?
tell you, you're really seeing a good mix. I mean, you got a young guy that's got a good leg, good hang time, and kicks the ball extremely well, and you got a veteran guy that places it where you need it to be placed. So, we're going to continue to go through this and evaluate this. I mean, when we make our decision on our roster, it's also going to be based on, as far as the punter is concerned, it's not just going to be based on who the punter is, but who we have to cover. So we've got to really look at that and evaluate that, and that's a big part of our conversation right now is who's going to be doing the covering as well.
I don't know if you mentioned Beeson. I might have missed it. Do you think he'll be out there Sunday as well?
We'll see. I mean, John, we increased his work a little bit more. He's out there for installation and walkthrough stuff, moving around, which he hadn't been doing lately. So we're pretty encouraged by that, and we'll see again how he is tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Hey, you talked about Olsen. You think he could put up numbers like Minkowski and Graham and all that stuff. But what is it that you see out here in him that?
For his size and the way he runs, I mean, it's possible. We spread the ball so much around in this offense, that I think it's possible for a guy to have big games and put a few of them together and have big numbers. I think he's a tremendous target. He works hard. He works at it. He takes a lot of pride in what he does, and he has a rapport with Cam too. So I think that, the realm of him of him stepping up and being right in the elite, I think that's possible. I really do, just because of who he is.
You've had 2 games now in the preseason. What's your take in terms of these replacement officials specifically? Well, what I wanted to ask you, are you seeing anything though that would be a safety concern?
No, you know what? That's out of my pay grade, as they say, in terms of answering that question.
But with the league's emphasis on health and safety, it would seem that, I don't know, is that a piece of this? Do you think?
Like I said, Joe, that one's out of my pay grade.
What has it been? Seems like the Democrats are moving in here pretty quickly.
That's crazy because every time we turn around, there's a group of people coming in doing more work, and it's all over the place. I see they're popping tents up all over the place, and we'll see. It's I'm not going to be here, unfortunately, so I can't give my opinion. But we'll see how it goes.
So far, though, with minimal distraction.
Oh, yeah, very much so. I mean, I think the biggest distraction is the coaches got better parking spots for the next couple of weeks, so we're excited about that.
They next to the building.
Oh, yeah. All right.
That works.
Thank you, guys.